November 19th, 2013. Guys, I went back in the archives of space weather. This is March 11th, 2011. Now, it's saying March 9th ended with a powerful solar flare. Earth orbiting satellites detected an X-15 class explosion from Behemoth sunspot 1166. This was it on the right that day. Now, what happened, it started on the 7th with CMEs as it was building up, and then that X flare. And for 2 days, the Earth was under massive pressure, and then this quake struck. It was Japan's most powerful earthquake since records began. It says cars, ships, and buildings were swept away by a wall of water, guys. You've all seen that. State of emergency was declared at the nuclear power plants. Most of them blew. Here is it also, you notice this date, March 11th, Earth's magnetic field was still reverberating from a CME that hit on the day of the quake and as that X flare swept across the Earth. Any of this you can pause and read, but it's saying that from 64, this was 1164 is where the CME, then 1166 right beside it through the X flare. Now, the reason I'm going here is because here's the headlines from yesterday, and it extends into today, and you can check it out, and I'll leave a link. But they're starting to move the fuel rods, and I'm sure you're aware of this. They started yesterday. The danger is that they're in a building that was almost completely destroyed. They don't have the overhead ramps and railing and computer-operated cranes. It's going to be dipping into a damaged building, into a damaged pool, and they're saying that we they cannot let these rods touch air. They cannot let them touch each other. It says they're concerned that the casts are not watertight. Rods would contact air. Exposure to air can cause sustained nuclear reaction. It says that Unit 4 pool can turn into a new nuclear reactor as they pull rods out, like rods up, like a self-sustained reaction. Guys, and they're talking about a 1,000 years of problems. Not only that, and a huge explosion. It says nothing like this has ever been attempted. It says all of humanity would be threatened for thousands of years if rods in Unit 4 pool, touch, and have a nuclear reaction during removal. Not clear if fuel is already damaged. All right, now they're doing it. They started it yesterday. The worst possible time. It has to be done, but they've been waiting so long. And now I know the scientists aren't saying it, guys, but you know we had the X flare today as ISON and Inky are close to the sun. And they still say it's a dirty snowball. The comets and stuff are. They will not link any solar activity almost to the sun from these comets. But they're going to start removing it at the most dangerous time between now and through Christmas when Comet ISON is wrapping around the sun. Now look at Inky and the tail growing on it, guys. Each one, and the one before was ISON in the blue image. These are both A different cameras. Very impressive. It's approaching Mercury. Now it won't be long before ISON. I think the 25th should be coming into the left also on this camera. This is ISON and the tail. This camera was damaged. It used to be almost crystal clear, but an X flare got it a few years ago. But that's it, and that's the tail. And it's getting longer, over 12 million miles, they're saying. Check that out. We'll be able to see it in its entirety almost on this camera. In the last few days, we're going to move to LASCO C3 and C2, your stereo A and Bs. But now here's today's dates. Notice that's where A is. Now the orange dot there is ISON, there's Mercury, and that's what we're looking at in the two images you saw. That's why you can see ISON in the blue image. You cannot see Inky until you move over into the H1I2 camera in the red image. Now this is ISON's position today between the orbits of Venus and Mercury, and that X flare is shot straight out. It's going to hit Mercury, ISON, and Inky. It's going to travel across Mars. Now, I've looked at the flare tracker, and it looks like on the 22nd is when ISON will have direct impact from the X flare. So we'll be watching it very close at that time to see what happens. Can it hold together? Will it create a shotgun effect before or after it goes around the sun on Thanksgiving? Now, we're getting some good images of ISON, guys, but each day you have less time. Now it's down to about 30 minutes before it rises and the sun is coming up and blinds it out. That's because each day it gets closer to the sun, so it's a less amount of separation time of that rise over the east. These are both current pictures of ISON. Guys are starting to detect frontal jets. I'll show you one of the images. And the magnitude has increased by 1/2 mag since the 17th, if you'll check this chart out. And it shows the continued brightening on it. Now, in today's images, we're still getting that perfect geometric pattern. That's 2 days in a row, guys, on these. This is ISON. They're starting, you can see the irregularity starting to show up on it. And here in one of their images, this is what they're showing, that it's getting 3 to 4 frontal jets. And that's because of that pressure. And we'll have to watch it again on the 22nd as the X flare crosses that path. And we're going to have to watch the sun up until this thing wraps around Thanksgiving and comes back out away from it far enough so that it's not reacting. Heads up, guys. Be safe.